The title of our project is Dance Dance Resolution. The purpose of this is to support women survivors of domestic violence in building self-confidence and regulating stress through peer support, life skills, and dance therapy. Dance movement therapy was founded by Marion Chase in the early 20th century. Students were more interested in emotions than dance techniques, and Chase encouraged them to use this form of self-expression. She worked in St. Elizabeth's Hospital in Washington, D.C., where dance movement therapy became a serious study. The success of this led to the formation of the American Dance Therapy Association in 1966. They defined this as a psychotherapeutic use of movement to further the emotional, cognitive, physical, and social integration of the individual. So what is dance movement therapy? It's a concentration on movement behavior as it emerges with a therapeutic relationship. Both the group and individual treatments use expressive, communicative, and adaptive behaviors, a process that furthers social and emotional regulation and used with many impairments and is beneficial for all ages, ethnicities, and races.
In terms of literature review, AJAC came out with, it wasn't an actual study, but it was just some general information about how to help people that have gone through domestic abuse. So in 2008, there were approximately 552,000 reported cases of non-fatal domestic violence against females and approximately 101,000 against males. And these are low estimates because a lot of them go unreported. Domestic violence knows no boundaries. It crosses pretty much every group, every race. And people people that have been victims of domestic abuse struggle with certain daily life occupations that occupational therapists can help with, such as work performance, education performance, home management, parenting, and leisure participation. They also have problems with money management, task initiation, self-confidence, coping skills, stress management, and interpersonal relationships. So these are all things that can be included in goals and the intervention sessions when working with these victims. 3 separate studies that I found talked about how exercise can help with different psychological responses like stress and anxiety, which are all things that people with that have struggled with domestic abuse deal with. The first study looked at 3 different groups. There was a Hatha yoga group, an African dance group, and a control group which just attended a biology lecture. And afterwards, they compared people's responses on how they were feeling to how they had responded prior to the class. And for both the yoga and the African dance, they reported feeling less stress, less anxiety. So just overall a better mood. The second study was again focusing on physical exercise and psychological well-being. And they just had them participate in different exercises, and they found a relation between physical exercise and, again, the same sort of results. It was lower depression, less anxiety, less stress, better mood state, increased self-esteem, increased body image. These are all things that you would see with this population. So it's a good correlation. And then the third study was focusing on social skills training in combination with cognitive behavioral group therapy and how that helped people that were dealing with stress. So that, again, works with our focus with the dance group, because people will be going through some of these social skills training, talking to other people about their experiences in that group type of setting, and it's shown that it lowers anxiety and stress.
The membership for this group includes the population of a closed group of 8 women ages 18 to 65 that have experienced domestic violence. Our inclusion would be history of domestic violence or abuse, a homogeneous group. They must pass a cognitive test and a physical examination. The exclusion criteria includes history of medical problems, disabling injuries, a history of behavioral violence, and males. The description of the activity here, we'll be doing this once a week for 3 months, and it'll include 8 women and 1 occupational therapist. The environment it'll take place in is in a women's shelter, preferably a large room that is closed off for privacy. We'll be using the frame of references psychodynamic, cognitive behavioral, and biomechanical. The goals for our group include processing emotions and feelings through dance movement expression. We want them to demonstrate improvement in self-confidence and body awareness, discuss money management and job skills, decrease stress by engaging in meaningful activities such as dance, and we want them to discuss healthy relationships and improve social communication skills.
For our group, we want to focus on safety awareness, judgment, cognition, maturity, and physical mobility. In order to evaluate the clients, we will use an interview before sessions begin, clinical observations, the Allen Cognitive Scale, and a physical exam. There will also be a survey taken 3 times throughout the 3 months. The first one before the first session, then midway, and then a survey after the last session. These surveys will rate satisfaction and growth. The time for a session will be 1 hour. Each session will be instructed the following way. 15 minutes of a supportive topic promoting independence that includes a handout with further resources, 30 minutes of expressive dance, followed by 15 minutes of reflection, discussion on how movement made them feel.
So the weekly topics for discussion, and these are just examples of what could potentially be covered, are week 1 would be money management, week 2 nutrition diet support, week 3 job skills, week 4 peer support, week 5 community resources and how to find them, week 6 healthy relationships, and you can repeat any of these topics or add other ones as the interests, as you get to know your clients.
Here's a list of the supplies that we'll be using. A large open room, dim lighting, music such as an iPod or boombox, speakers, comfortable clothing that the women feel comfortable in, poster board or paper, markers or pens, and then specific handouts or worksheets that will go with each topic of the weeks.
We'd like to show you a video that would demonstrate an idea of what our sessions might look like in the dance movement.
First got here, we were like nervous and skeptical, but excited at the same time. But as we moved into the movement, yeah, that a lot of unity and love and compassion and empathy for each other. Listen together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mentally, we are free, but physically, we may be locked up. So this is a good way to express ourselves, just have a good time, and to get out of their environment that we're in, and just to release some of that inner dismal pain that we were feeling. So this is a good experience. No matter what you go through, you're still a flower. Well, I've been incarcerated for 7 months, and I actually felt free. And it was really a great experience to just see a bunch of women that are down for the same cause. Read your sign and tell us a little bit why you wrote your sign. Okay, it says, we as women are already powerful. Just think how powerful we would be if we broke the chain. So it's really important for us as women to break the cycles that we have been going through that have been abusive to us. What would you take with you from this experience and continue walking your life? Women are powerful. And march! Pump it out! Bop! Bop!
To dance was actually empowering. To feel the energy inside of here, to be joined by so many people, united in one movement.
Bring the right foot out and the left hand with kind of a stop action. And then you bring them both back.
I feel really emotional. I lost 2 sisters to violence, so it kind of meant a lot to me to do this. I was actually proud to do this.
How did it feel to dance?
Wow. Exciting, especially with everybody here. Yeah, it was empowering.
We have mothers and sisters and daughters and women in the world who are affected by this every minute of every day. And as a man, I promise you that I will stand up and I will be a role model, not only for my children, but for everyone else when I'm out in my community.
May this dance serve the highest healing, wholeness, and purpose of everybody here. May it serve to awaken and free everybody. So be it, and so it is. So it is. And send it out to the world.
So that's one example of how occupational therapists can use dance therapy in their sessions. We wanted to give some other resources. One is WORK, which offers money management courses to low-income people. Also Career Wardrobe, which offers low-income people assistance with resume writing, building skills, professional dress, and other skills necessary to obtain a job. Our criteria would include an independent variable which is meaningful activity and social participation. The dependent variable includes functional status, emotional stress, and social. Limitations include space in the women's shelter and member cooperation and engagement. The adaptations might be narrowing down the age range.
The outcomes for this study, we have measuring criteria, which is going to be a monthly survey as well as a feedback form. And our hopes are that the members will demonstrate the ability to regulate stress and improve self-confidence through participation in dance, and that they will be able to demonstrate communication skills by sharing their emotions with their peers.
So some questions we might ask for processing what happens in the group to the members are, what were you able to regulate your emotions during frustrations in the group? How did you feel when you were dancing? Did you feel comfortable sharing your emotions? Did you feel overwhelmed talking about any of the topics? Did you feel calmer leaving the group than when entering the group? And generalizing the experiences, some questions we could ask are, did this group help your attention span outside of the group? Did being in the group make you feel more supported? Did this group assist you in finding more tools to be independent? How did the dancing help you learn something about yourself, and did you feel more comfortable in your body? Did dance help you manage and relieve stress? In terms of application of skills, what is one money management skill that you've learned in this group? Have your eating habits changed? What skills do you think you have acquired that make you more qualified to enter the workforce? Do you feel more comfortable in reaching out to those around you? Do you feel more informed about the resources and supports that are available to you in the community? Do you feel more able to cultivate healthy boundaries and communication skills in your relationships? And here are our references.